All right, friends, families, teammates, supporters of the reconnaissance community. My name is RJ Blackwell. I'm the athletic director here at the Marine Reconnaissance Foundation. And today I have Jon Harris with me. He's the team leader of the MRF Combatives team and also an athlete within the team. Welcome, John.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, RJ.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. So I just want to start off with just you kind of giving me a background of yourself, with in athletics, and then as well as kind of your reconnaissance community time. So,
Yeah, yeah. So I'll start like where I started from in the Marine Corps. So I'm originally an infantryman. Started with 3-8, the Tres Ocho Mafia, for those who would know, here in Camp Lejeune. And I was a platoon commander and XO with India Company 3-8, deployed with them twice. And after my second deployment, I got the chance to go to BRC or BRPC at the time as a captain. We're talking about. So yeah, I went through BRC and BRPC in January of 15 and graduated in roughly April. And I had orders to second afterwards. So I rolled over to second, kind of got in where I could fit in with some of the billets that were available at the time. A lot of guys took me under their wing, and I was able to, skip the S3 time and rolled right into a company, which was great. Um, Eventually landed over in Bravo Company after going through Ranger School as a platoon commander, so that was pretty ideal. And then I did the MEU workup with them. While we were on the MEU workup, the sergeant major of the boat, so uh, our senior enlisted on the ship, he was doing jujitsu in the well deck. So a lot of us, like Chris Irby and a few other cats, Tony Bengo, we would go down there and we would just wrestle, do our thing, do jujitsu, and a couple other guys on the ship. That's kind of what initially got me into it. And then when we got back, I stopped doing it. I mean, really wasn't at the forefront of my mind, but I got orders out to first. So I was going to SoCal. I'm like, hey, this is the perfect time to start it up again. I'm going to be in the mecca of, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in America. So when I got there, started getting integrated into the battalion as a company commander at first. I think John had just left, John Epps. He had just left. So like heel to toe. Um, so got integrated with Alpha Company there and then started doing jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. Was a lowly white belt, brand new guy. Um, and I was there for 2 years, ended up getting promoted to blue right before I left. Then went up to NorCal in the Oakland area. I lived in San Ramon, excuse me. So kind of like, I guess, Eastern Bay area. And I
fourth
would
force,
travel. Yep. Say that again.
fourth force.
Yep, yep. So it was
Yeah.
Fourth Force. It started out that way in Alameda, and then we'd have the Hawaii dead as well. So I'd go out to Hawaii, once a quarter, which is great. Go see those guys and get a change of scenery as the I out there. So kept doing that, and then went to a gym there as well. A gym called Team Santos. I miss them dearly, but it's a super professional gym. It's part of like the Cesar Gracie fighter team. So you see all the guys like Nick Diaz, Gilbert Melendez, and John Santos was integrated in part of that team as well. So that was a gym full of absolute killers. And I learned a lot, to say the least. But yeah, I got promoted to purple out there. And then went to school, went to command and staff in Quantico for the last year. And that was where I was before here, being at second again. Um, and kept going there. I've been on the path ever since. Did my year in Quantico, and now I'm back in Camp Lejeune at second again. Thank God. What I mean, best unit in the Marine Corps, best place I could be. Can't complain. And so I'm there as the XO, and then rolling out here at Groundstone Jiu Jitsu, just right down the road. So, and again, a great place, great teammates. I've got Trey Fagan over there, Tony
Yeah.
Bango, Chris Irby, Ben Donnelly, just a great, absolutely amazing crew. Couldn't be happier. So that's kind of like my, coming in the reconnaissance community, and I'm kind of milking it for every bit, you know what I mean? Because it's coming to an end here soon. I'm running out of spots to be. So I'm doing the best I can to enjoy it while it lasts.
Man, that's awesome. Well, it's you being a team leader, like I was talking to John Epps in the last video, both of you guys as team leaders and being, in command over at second, um, it's just really exciting, right? Like
Yeah,
having a
absolutely.
lot of active duty element involved in foundation athletics as well as former guys. But I will say for the MRF combatives team, unlike the other teams, man, like that's like the team of the snake eaters, dude. Like you see those guys, like between Isaac Cordova and Trey Fagan, Tony Bunk, like all those guys, man,
Yeah, dude.
like just like the modern day like Spartan warrior, dude. Like everybody just like
Yeah.
looking to like get their gis on and like just like, hey, dude, you want to go fight each other,
Yeah,
for
it's
a
great.
couple hours. And the guys that, as a team leader, man, I just gotta really just give you kudos, man. Like the team that you've amassed over there, through recruiting and what you guys do has just
Yeah,
been phenomenal in
oh,
terms of even like
absolutely.
looking on the outside of like the competition level that your team is like producing and like it's just I remember
Mhm.
there was that one weekend where like everybody on your team went to Worlds and they were all
Yeah,
like everybody was like bummed out because they all came in like second place, dude. Like out of
yeah,
all
yeah,
these guys, dude,
yeah, yeah,
like everybody, man. And it was like, dude, who are these guys? Like
yeah,
how do they all know
absolutely.
each other? And it's like, dude, I don't want to wander into that gym.
Dude,
Like,
Pablo Arroyo, and I met him over at the ball here at Second recently. He's
yeah,
just talk about modern savage, you know what I mean? Especially for an older guy, he's taking everybody out at black belt, at his level and his age. And I'm like, dude, you're, amazing. So he's an 83 Lebanon veteran. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool to have him. I think we have a really eclectic group of guys. You know what I mean? We have plenty of guys from North Carolina, Trey and Tony and Chris and Ben and so many of those guys. But we're getting, guys from the reserves, from Texas, from Hawaii, from the West Coast. Isaac, like absolutely ruling the world out there. And that, what he's done in the last year, even less than a year, has been absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine competing at the level he's at. So, he's, tip of the spear there. Like I would not be surprised to see him in ADCC here in the next go. And I'm rooting for him to get there. So it's
that's
pretty,
awesome, man.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him involved in a fight yet where he hasn't choked somebody out.
Yeah, I gotta learn
Like
whatever he's doing. Like it's amazing. Yeah.
there was a
Yep.
video that I saw on it was either 10th Planet or Flow Grappling or something where they actually broke down the move that he did on his last fight, where he
Yeah.
actually like had the guy like pinned and then like came across instead of trying to wrap around, like came across with
Hmm.
his whole body, like climbed up on his upper body.
Hmm.
And it was just like
Yeah.
crazy, man. Could you
Yep.
imagine having to like, I'd be like, dude, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah. Just tap. Yep.
that's cool, man. No, it's really exciting just seeing the combatives team, like the amount of people, even Chunks, over here. He's over here on the West Coast, but
Yeah,
another
absolutely.
legend in the community, right? And just having all these guys like centrally located in like one team, really under athletics as a whole, but a lot of them on the combatives team and just seeing like what they're accomplishing. It's just it's pretty
Yep.
remarkable, man. So good job, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really exciting.
And it's
So
tough being a team leader for a guy like, Isaac and then Chunks, and you know what I mean? Like those guys are just the accomplishments they have, you know what I mean? Chunks, like everything he's accomplished in the recon community, like now he's going to accomplish more in jujitsu and he's going to worlds and crushing it. And I'm like, oh my God, man, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So um it's a lot to get after, but it's very much like the actual recon community itself. You just have a group of folks that are always pushing the bar forward and making you better. So yep.
that's awesome. Well, so my first question will be like, so as not just a combatives athlete, but also the team leader of the MRF combatives team, what does it mean to you to be, the team leader and an athlete for MRF Athletics and the
Yeah.
combatives team?
Yeah, absolutely. It means a lot. And the recon community has given so much to me, over the last 10 years or so, 10, 11 years. Um, so this is my opportunity to kind of help give back to that community. and talking with Randall Parks, Randall, um, shortly after he had gotten out, he's like, find a foundation, an organization that you believe in, and try to give back to that community. So when that advertisement for the, hey, we're looking for leaders to do this program, I was like, man, that's my way in to start with an organization that I believe in, that's done a lot for us as reconnaissance Marines and SARCs. And that's how I get my foot into the door to give back. So it's been amazing so far. It's been quite a ride, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds. But yeah, it's a big opportunity for me, and I'm glad I jumped at it because I've met a bunch of great people, including yourself. The ball was a great example in Fort Worth, Texas, of being able to integrate, network with a bunch of amazing people. So it's been fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. Even back to that with the ball, like seeing you there, two guys involved in the athletics, but getting to see a chance of the foundation role kind of as a whole, and
Yeah,
um
absolutely.
and just seeing like what the foundation, because athletics, we fall under LOI 1, which is, reoccurring programs, but just seeing like what the foundation as a whole is doing with athletics being an aspect of that is really just phenomenal. And I really remind a lot of our athletes like we're here for you. Like this is a service within our community, right? Like being part of the Marine Reconnaissance Foundation, you know, there's no entry fee other than the one that you've already paid, right?
Yeah.
Like you've already paid it in your sweat, blood, and tears, right?
Yeah.
Becoming a reconnaissance Marine,
Yeah. For
right?
me, it was
So
mostly tears, but you know
yeah, yeah,
what I
right.
mean? Yeah.
And so, I remind them, so when there's an opportunity for us to do stuff for the athletes, right? It's not about, what can we get out of it, as a foundation. It's about us serving,
Yeah.
the members, which are the reconnaissance Marines and sailors, that have already, paid the price of entry, which is really cool, and just to see, um, all of us kind of together under the umbrella, with athletics, right? Like where there's a common goal of us just like, a healthy competition, right? Like in the reconnaissance community, right? Where we're
Yeah.
just,
Absolutely.
you know, continually encouraging each other and pushing each other and getting a little bit closer to the tribe, and then condensing that um gap sometimes that I see with in other places of former guys you know as opposed to the current guys, and seeing like those relationships kind of like mend closer, through MRF Athletics has been really exciting for me. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And then next question I wanted to ask you is, by you, being involved in athletic, how do you hope and expect to impact, um, MRF Athletics as an athlete and as a team leader, moving forward?
Yeah. I was thinking about that, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to make an impact as much as the community and the foundation has made an impact on me, but I can certainly do my damnedest to try. I think with the combatives team, it's about, being a group of, encouraging brothers to ensure that we propel each other to success, not just on the mat or, in a cage, wherever, in a boxing ring, you name it, whatever sport the guys are doing, but um, providing guys with an outlet of brotherhood, and ensuring we're always, checking on each other. We've got a good group of retirees, reservists, active duty guys. So having that network and that bond to keep each other together and ensure that, we take care of our own, I think is probably one of the biggest things that we can get out of that, or I can hope to provide. But I think the biggest thing for me is ensuring we provide and fundraise for Gold Star families. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing, in my personal opinion. Um, the athletics part is a fantastic vehicle to get there, but for me, there's a got to be an end game. You know what I mean? Like, um, it's not just us doing athletics to do athletics. That's a great part of it, and that helps to build the tribe and build the community. But the Gold Star families and making sure we remember our fallen Marines and Sarks is probably the biggest thing that we can do. So yeah, that's however I can assist with that is what I'm going to try to do.
Man, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So lastly, you have competition coming up, right? I think in
Yep.
January is what you were
Yeah.
saying. So tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a local competition here in Swansboro on the 25th of January. I think Tony and a couple others might end up doing it as well. But really, it's just me trying to keep the edge sharp. You know what I mean? I got to catch up to Isaac. You know what I mean? Like the man's done more competitions than I'll probably have matches in that one day. Um, but yeah, it's just trying to lead by example. In more ways than one. And putting my money where my mouth is. So, you know what I mean? If I'm going to be a team leader of a combatives team, I need to go out and go do the things. So I've been training hard, been getting after it in the gym, getting after it on the assault bike and all the, in the weight room and all that kind of stuff to make sure I'm in shape. So I'll compete probably in gi and no gi um, at purple belt. So I'll probably weigh in around 170. So we'll see how things go. Sometimes the weight brackets they can vary maybe 20 pounds. So we'll see. Just going to go out there and send it, man. See how it goes and do my best. So at the end of the day, I think it's just putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable in the form of competition is what sets you apart. And that's why I think guys like, Chunks and Travis and Pablo and Isaac and all these other guys that are going out there, Trey, they're going out there and doing it. Certainly there's no reason why I can't be doing that as well. So my goal is to try to do at minimum, like every 6 months, do a competition. Um, because I'm not like some of these other cats, like I'm super competitive, you know what I mean? I can hold my own, but um, we'll see how things go. So, yep.
Man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. I had somebody tell me a long time ago, they were like, always put something on the schedule, for me, because like training, like what we talked about, right? Training with purpose, doing things with purpose. That's important for me, right? To always kind of look at a date on a calendar for me personally. But that's cool, man. Well, to the viewers of this video, we have obviously Recon Foundation Athletics on Instagram, but under that, we have MRF Combatives, which is
Yeah,
cool.
man.
Another its own Instagram. So you can go on there, check out these videos that we're talking about, and some really cool things, and follow our athletes. And again, Jon, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you for your leadership and what you're doing in combatives. And like as always, I'm here to support you. The foundation, obviously, here to support you and the entire combatives team. And let me know if you ever need anything. But I really appreciate you taking the time today. So,
Yeah, RJ, thanks for having me, brother. Great to see you again.